we have a little bit of time left, and since it is Sunday, I'd like to talk briefly about Jesus. Don't roll your eyes. I promise this is not a sermon or anything, but despite my best efforts, he still comes up in conversation quite a lot for me. Because for a lot of people, the only interaction they have with, the abyss or spirituality or metaphysics or extra-dimensional endeavors, psychological or otherwise, their only way to interact with it, their only frame of reference is, whatever religion they happened to be born in. And there's a real dearth of examination, I think, sometimes when people get to the end of that particular pathway of Christianity or Islam or whatever else, and they say, well, that's it. I've done it. I've found enlightenment. I know all the right words. I know all the right history. I can, genuflect and do the different stations of the cross and everything like that. But I think that there is such a vast expanse of what it means to understand a concept like God that is just fully encompassed and drawn over and covered and obscured by religious practices, particularly Western religious practices. And we have this sort of cherry tree story that we tell about ourselves, that, we come from Athens, and we come from Jerusalem, and we come from, the Egyptian and the Sumerian traditions of logic and mathematics. But in reality, what we have today, even on an orthodox level, is very novel. It's very new in our evolutionary journey, because it is such a, religion as a state apparatus, or religion as a cultural phenomenon, is a relatively new social technology. I mean, we're only talking a couple thousand years, and if, you are looking at cosmic time, that's barely since lunch. But I think that even in the great, the veil of Maya, as the Hindus call it, even in that veil, there is a reflection of not only the true self, but the true nature of God and of consciousness and of being. And I think that the more I learn about other faith practices and cultural practices, I realize that we're all kind of talking about the same thing. But Christianity in particular is interesting because it offers you the only solution. And that solution is submission to a hierarchy. That solution is to, prostrate yourself in front of some divine being and beg for mercy. And I don't think that's particularly in line with my experience of how the universe operates. When Jesus said, "I am the way and the truth and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me," he wasn't saying, "I'm the bouncer." He's saying, "I'm the instructor. I am the one who can show you how to achieve this for yourself. I am the one, I am the latest avatar in a series of avatars that have come to show you how to live in harmony with your neighbor, and how to love, and how to think, and how to take care of yourself and your community, and have a thing that is such a valuable experience. It's the thing that, consciously your brain evolved for you to do, and I'm here to show you how to do that. He's not a savior. You're the savior. He's you. And you're him. So it's not a permission structure, it's a revelation. It's an apocalypse in the true sense of the Greek definition of the word. It's an unveiling, it's an awakening, it is a path that not only is he showing to you, but that you can show to others. And it makes sense that a world built around hierarchy and built around patriarchy and built around, these systems of control would take a thing like that and say, get it out of here. I don't want anything to do with that. And then they remake it in the image of a king or a president or a CEO or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's a bastardization of the message. There's credible research to suggest that the things that Jesus was teaching were based on Buddhism and the writings of Siddhartha. I mean, these are ideas that go back thousands of years before the mythological, historical figure of Jesus even existed. This is not new stuff. Jesus was playing the hits. And it just so happened that because the hits ran up against the Roman Empire, they didn't want him to play them anymore. So when people come to me about salvation as a concept, I don't even know what that means. Because there is no way out but through. There is no enlightenment without the work and the education. You can't just be handed salvation. You have to learn how to get it yourself.